Good morning. I call the San Francisco Human Service Commission regular meeting of Wednesday, November 16th to order. It is now 9:35 a.m. I am Scott Kahn, the Human Service Commission president. Elizabeth, will you do the roll call?
Commissioner, please call your name. President Kahn. Vice President McCray.
Present.
Commissioner Coghlan McDonald. Commissioner Semmel has an excused absence. And Commissioner Singh, I see him on the Zoom. So raise your hand. Okay,
We have a quorum.
we have a quorum.
Item 2 is the adoption of our agenda for motion to approve the adoption of the agenda. Second. All in favor? Aye. So moved. Item 3 is the adoption of our October 27th regular meeting minutes. Are there any comments or questions from the commission regarding the minutes? Is there any public comment? Hearing no request to speak on this item, there is a motion to approve. Can I have a motion to approve the October 27th meeting minutes? So moved. All in favor? Aye. Item 4 is calling on our executive director, Trent Rohr. Thank you.
Great. Good morning, commissioners. First, thanks to you all and to staff for last minute change in the meeting to Wednesday to accommodate my conflicts for tomorrow. Also, she's not here, but a belated happy 101st birthday to Commissioner Semmel. She must have had a big party last night. She couldn't get up. Well, congratulations to Rita.
That's part of the minute.
It should be. I wanted to read that. Okay, at the federal level, although not officially announced, there's word out of DC that the public health emergency will be extended through the spring. So through the end of April. Winter COVID surge, flu season, and then this RSV virus, or V is probably for virus, the RSV that's going around and clogging up emergency rooms. So of course, the implications for us are the continuation of the Medi-Cal and CalFresh waivers, particularly in Medi-Cal, the redeterminations that we will be required to do after the public health emergency ends. That just keeps getting pushed further and further into 2023. Again, nothing official, but that's the word. At the state level, CWDA is finalizing, and we are as an agency finalizing our legislative and budget priorities for 2023. We meet as an association on Friday to begin that discussion, and then we ratify the agenda for 2023 in early December. I'll of course bring that to you in our January meeting. So at the state and local, but I'll start at the state, the fiscal situations, as you might imagine, are not great. Based on revenue projections, based on sales tax, income tax, the state general fund revenue collections in the current year are down about 11%. Again, largely due to lower personal income tax, but also sales tax growth the growth has declined. So it's flat. It's not decreasing, but it's flat. And the implication for us is we get two of our state funding streams, 1991 and 2011 realignment, come from sales tax. And so the revenue the increases that we had received the last many years are not likely to materialize for the coming year. Further, it sounds like Department of Finance, the governor's budget office, is going to release updated numbers today, and they're going to announce a current year deficit, which would require state legislative action in January to account for whatever deficit would be in the current year. So this is the budget that passed in July, but that rolls through the end of June 23. There is, due to several ballot initiatives, constitutional amendments, there's a fairly significant reserve at the state level. It's a forced reserve based on these initiatives. And so $19-20 billion reserve, I believe, is how big it was over the summer. It might even have grown since. So hopefully that reserve will be able to absorb whatever revenue losses are in the current year, but that remains to be seen. Locally, although we don't have specific percentages, we are concerned, I guess is a good word to use, about the local fiscal picture. The mayor will release budget instructions for us, for departments, in early December. When you look at the reports that are coming out of the city's the city economist's office and the controller's office, office attendance or office occupancy continues to be super low, around 40% of pre-pandemic levels. A lot of recent announcements, as you know, layoffs. Twitter, Meta, Lyft, Salesforce, all of them have presence in San Francisco. Hotel occupancy is running about the same, but it's just that lack of economic activity in the downtown financial district core is concerning. So we don't have a target yet. I'm assuming, certainly if not a flat budget, we'll be asked to propose some reductions for next year. But as usual with us, although I don't want to project out too far, we have such a strong revenue-based budget from federal and state sources that often we're able to account for losses in general fund in that way. Given the problem at the state level, it might not be as easy this year, but again, I'm just sort of giving you a preview of what we'll talk more about in December and in January. The Legislative Analyst Office, that's the local Legislative Analyst Office, will be releasing their fiscal outlook later this month. And then again, the Budget Office instructions in December. Our budget, as usual, will come to you all for initial review in our January meeting, and then a secondary review in February. So local elections, well, elections everywhere, obviously a lot of implications. I'll just touch on one. Prop H, which was a local initiative, changed the mayoral or changed key city elections, including the mayor's election, to coincide with the presidential election, so even number year. So instead of the mayor running or the mayor's election being in November of 23, it's going to be in November of 24, which means Mayor Breed essentially gets an extra year in her first term. So given that you are mayoral appointees, as am I figured I would report that out. Also, since we're talking about the mayor, her annual turkey giveaway event is November 22nd in the afternoon, and President Khan and I will be participating and distributing turkeys with the mayor at two public housing sites, North Beach, and I'm blanking on the other one, Hayes Valley. So we're involved in this. If you remember last month's commission, the commission item, in partnership with the mayor's office, but also the A. Philip Randolph Institute and the Housing Authority. The contract was presented last month that you approved to fund APRI, A. Philip Randolph Institute, for the giveaway. The distribution begins actually today, and it's going to be at 150 sites throughout the city. There's 2 volunteer days for anyone, including you all, who, if you're interested in packing food for distribution on the 16th or 17th. I can give you more information, or Elizabeth can if you're interested. We are not doing, neither HSA nor is the mayor's office doing a press release for any of this. They really want it to be, for the residents, for the recipients, and not have a lot of fanfare. Just really a way to connect, city government and what we're trying to do with our lower income households, families, and seniors. And I look forward to participating with President Khan next week. I want to mention the safety issues that were raised by public comment last month. So we did forward a letter to the mayor from you all, so thank you for that. But I also wanted to just touch on a few internal changes we're making to shore up security and increase safety in and around our facility at 1235 Mission Street. So for the external area, not only will we have sheriff patrolling the outside, but we are engaged in discussions with Urban Alchemy, which is the nonprofit that staffs the street ambassador programs. The programs are largely in the Tenderloin, Market Street, and a little bit south of Market, but they don't extend all the way to Mission Street. And so what we're discussing with them is getting the street ambassadors, which is the staff of Urban Alchemy, to have a presence along that Mission Street corridor between 8th and 10th and up to Market as well. So that looks like it looks promising. It's just a matter of negotiating contracts and funding. We've enhanced our metal detection and screening process, 3 security guards at the entrance instead of 2, absolutely no entrance until there's no beeping of wanting or the detector. They're doing lobby rounds every 20 minutes instead of every 30. And then related to that, we are stepping up enforcement of sort of kind of a loitering policy, where if you're in the lobby waiting area and you're not conducting business, or you're done with your business, you'll be asked to go to a drop-in center that's at 6th Street between 6th and Mission. So just a couple blocks down if an individual wants respite from the street, charge their phone or the like. That will hopefully decrease the census in the lobbies. And then more frequent staff meetings and additional trainings for the guards as well. We also are in discussions with the sheriff's office to get additional cadets to staff the lobby as well. And we're continuing to monitor it. I get reports daily from our investigations and security. Well, me and the deputy directors get reports daily on the conditions in and around 1235 Mission, so we can keep tabs on it that way. Within our divisions in economic support self-sufficiency, I mentioned earlier the Medi-Cal waiver extension that's aligned with the public health emergency extension. The impact, again, I say this every month, but the impact is huge. We have 215,000 San Franciscans who are on Medi-Cal, over 100,000 households, and those are all the people that we're going to have to redetermine their eligibility once the public health emergency ends. So it's going to be a huge lift. Let's see. Also in Medi-Cal, this is a Senate Bill 184 that's effective January 1st, which is the extension of the suspension of Medi-Cal benefits for adults who are incarcerated, which basically allows someone who's on Medi-Cal to have their benefits be suspended rather than terminated while they're incarcerated, meaning when they exit and are released, they don't have to go reapply. Their Medi-Cal will click on it, so you don't get a gap in health insurance. It's just a way to sort of ease reentry for our lower income inmates when they leave institution. Also in Medi-Cal, this is actually exciting, that Medi-Cal pharmacy partnership with Costco. So Medi-Cal members can now fill their prescriptions at one of the 122 Costco pharmacy locations around the state. So with that new agreement, there's over almost 6,500 pharmacy locations now for Medi-Cal enrollees statewide, which was a huge barrier 3-4 years ago when I'm getting prescriptions filled for Medi-Cal. So that's really positive direction that the state's going on, getting those contracts in place. In CalFresh, we got an approval. I've mentioned before to you all the able-bodied adult without dependent ABOD requirement for CalFresh recipients. It basically says if you're aged 18 to 49 and you're able-bodied, you have to perform work or some sort of community service for certain hours a week in order to get your benefits. We have constantly fought this provision, trying to get exemptions. We really don't believe that nutritional support should be tied to any sort of work requirement, and the state agrees with us. And so we did receive another approval from the feds to get that requirement waived, at least now through the end of September 2024. So that's good news. So now individuals who are able-bodied and can work and receive their CalFIRST benefits irrespective of what any sort of work or work activities that they're doing. In the County Adult Assistance Program, or CAP, this is a Care Not Cash update. We've been providing our unhoused clients guaranteed shelter along with the reduced grant since August 1st. We've, as of, let's see, November 9th, so last week, the fully cashed out unhoused population has been cut in half. So we're now down to 586 clients who are receiving the full grant. The other 600 or so are getting a guaranteed shelter bed. We continue sort of on that trend. We do anticipate reaching our goal of the end of December, which is a full conversion back to the Care Not Cash benefit package, which is shelter, pathway to housing, and food support rather than a full cash grant. And then I did mention last meeting the National Adoption Day that was supposed to be on November 18th. The court had concerns over gatherings, large gatherings, so they decided against hosting an in-person event again this year. We will have the adoption finalizations on in that Elizabeth can provide you the link. And then for similar reasons, and I mentioned this last month as well, the resource family holiday event. So this is for our foster parents, resource families, will not be in person again. We're going to be giving them gifts, Target gift cards, and other things. But there will be a virtual family fun training on December 17th in lieu of the holiday event, because normally that's the day it normally takes place. So hopefully we'll still get our resource families to tune in and Zoom's obviously not ideal, but we do offer good trainings and supports that hopefully they can avail themselves of in December instead of being in person. So with that, I'll conclude. Certainly open to questions and comments.
Moving on to item 5 is our employee of the month. The commission is pleased to announce that Aboshi Dada with the HSA Information Technology Desktop and Infrastructure team is the November Employee of the Month. He joined HSA in 2019. His job duties consist of assisting staff at the IT Support Drop-In Center, answering help desk calls, working on projects, and assisting fellow IT staff. He was initially nominated by a new HSA employee. She noted that he was very patient, walking her through the systems and applications. He showed her where to find everything on her laptop and how to troubleshoot. He made the onboarding process very seamless. There were more nominations rolled in. Colleagues noted that his talent and that he is capable of taking on any task with ease. They highlighted his broad range of technical skills along with excellent customer service skills. In addition to his daily work, he recently led a project to standardize desktop technology equipment across the agency. He helped build out the pilot space at 1440 Harrison Street to improve customer service experience by providing a consistent set of technology equipment at every desk and organizing the space to best serve staff. He has been a key participant in the cell phone cost reduction project, saving the agency thousands of dollars per year. Me and my fellow commissioners know him as the sole IT support for our hybrid Human Service Commission meetings each month. He sets up and manages the video conferencing technology, ensuring that commissioners, speakers, and attendees can effectively communicate during the meeting. He takes charge, figures out complex solutions on the fly, and wears many hats. The quality of meetings has greatly increased since he joined the commission meeting team. We are so grateful for his support. Thank you for your hard work and congratulations. Mr. Roy.
I just want to echo President Connor's, appreciate the flexibility and your willingness to take on the factors, including this. I have it in my list of the commission secretary of this. But really, very, very. Just how flexible secretary. It's not easy to do this. We used to do this. Great. Supporting the people behind us, supporting me, and it's improved so much. We started this in March of. And thank you for the additional auditors. Thank you.
Testing.
Fix everything except for the mic.
Except for the mic.
No.
Well, an IT guy.
No, right? Where's when we need one? Testing, okay. Working. You see me? Cool.
Oh. You want that in the picture? Okay.
So, thank you, Commissioner Khan, thank you, Tran, and the rest of the commissioners for presenting you this award. It does mean a lot, thank you to all of those who are here and on Zoom for nominating for this award. I appreciate all of you going out of your way to send in your thanks, and I think I speak for IT in general when I say that it means a lot to us, and our work is appreciated, we do a lot behind the scenes, that's not really seen very much. You may not understand what's happening, but we are putting in the work where it matters, and we try to do our best and make it seamless and easy. I want to point out that I would never be here without the close support and guidance of my supervisor, who's maybe on Zoom, and my coworkers. We're very grateful to be sure that your experience is easy, and we are constantly collaborating with other design teams, working behind the scenes, whether all of our PSPs, all of our clerks, all of our tier 3 support, they're always working very hard for the whole community going out to you at 1440 and 170 and 455 3801. To make sure that you have all the stuff prepared for you. And I want to also point out that when I started working here, I started on the PhD program in 2019. So every day has been a very thorough learning experience for me. I've been learning my coworkers every day I come in. It's always been a constant learning process. None of this I could have done without the support of my team and my coworkers. We are always coming to help us with the best experience at the offices, the best they can be. Every day is a constant day of collaboration with other IT teams, like the server team, the network team, the IT developers, for all trying to make this a better experience. And again, I want to reiterate that this means a lot to us, showing your support and being patient with us on the phone or in the office, because that makes our work a lot easier to do. And it makes it a lot easier for us to provide a seamless experience for you. So thank you very much for nominating me to this award. Yeah.
Item 6 on the agenda is our consent calendar. Do any of my fellow commissioners want to remove an item for individual discussion? Is there any public comment? Hearing no further requests to speak on this item, is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
So moved. Agenda item 7A is the resolution to hold in-person meetings with some members possibly appearing remotely. Are there any comments or questions from the commission?
So move.
Is there any public comment? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. 7B is approving the parental leave policy amendment to the commission bylaws. Are there any comments from members of the commission? Is there any public comment? Hearing no request to speak on the item, we will close public comment. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Item 7C. Miko Ye requesting authorization to enter into a new grant agreement with the Felton Institute.
Hello, good morning, Commissioners. I'm Miko Ye, Program Specialist with the Department of Benefits and Family Support. The Department of Benefits and Family Support requests authorization to enter into a new grant agreement with Felton Institute for the provision of information, referral, and assistance, also known as IRNA services, to clients of programs in the agency's Economic Support and Self-Sufficiency Division during the period of November 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025, in the amount of $1,250,000 plus a 10% contingency for a total amount not to exceed $1,375,000. When families and individuals interact with SFHSA to apply for or maintain program benefits, they're often at an important juncture in their lives. They may be struggling to find housing, afford childcare, find a job, or care for an ill family member. The services and resources people need are unique and multidimensional, often extending beyond the services SFHSA provides. San Francisco is a service-rich environment, but it can be difficult to understand what resources are available and how to access them. IRNA can bridge that gap. The purpose of this grant is to link clients of the SFHSA ESSS division to services and resources to help meet their essential needs. The grantee will focus on providing clients with current information, opportunities, and services available within the community that are outside of those provided by the ESSS division directly. The program is intended as a pilot and will prioritize evaluation of the effectiveness of a phone model to deliver IRNA services and opportunities to streamline handoffs between SFHSA staff and the service provider. Through this grant funding, SFHSA aims to provide IRNA services to at least 600 clients per year, or about 50 clients each month. I'm available to answer questions regarding the services. Elizabeth Leon, the contract manager, can also respond to questions. And Nita Kirby from the Felton Institute, I believe, is also present and able to answer questions.
Are there any comments or questions from members of the commission? Is there any public comment? Hearing no requests to speak on the item, we will close public comment. Is there a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. 7D, Thomas McLean. Requesting authorization to modify the existing grant agreement with San Francisco New Deal.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Executive Director Rohr. My name is Tommy McLean. I'm a program analyst with the citywide food access team. We're here to request authorization to modify the existing grant agreement with SF New Deal for the Family Meal Pack Program to extend the services from January 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2023 for an additional amount of $1,450,000 plus a 10% contingency for a revised total grants amount not to exceed $4,805,428. For some background, the Family Meal Pack Program serves low-income families with children 5 years old and younger. Families can receive up to 8 meals over 2 weeks from participating restaurants across the city. They can order by text message or by taking a redemption card into a participating restaurant. Our team designed this program after our summer 2021 listening sessions, where we heard from organizations who serve families about the time, labor, and expense associated with shopping for and then preparing food for these families with small children. And the lack of kind of food security programs tailored to this demographic. This group who's kind of between WIC on the one hand, and then the school district and the school meals on the other. Families are referred through partnerships with 32 agencies across the city. These are Head Start sites, these are family resource centers, or community-based organizations with the real focus on low-income families with children 5 years and younger. The top 3 zip codes, and these are the household zip codes of the participating families are 94124, Baby Hunters Point, 94134, Visitation Valley, and 94112, Excelsior and Ingleside. As of October 31st, the program has reached 1,200 San Francisco families. Thank you very much for your consideration, commissioners. I'm happy to take any questions.
I have a question. What's the timing of this? I'm not understanding what I'm reading. I mean, what's the timing of the extension?
So right now, the grant currently runs through December 31st, 2022. So the extension would be from January 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2023.
No, actually, there's a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
And I guess through the chair, my question. 6 month extension? What, that to me kind of scary, and thousands of children, and we're just asking for 6 months? What, is there a reason, a plan, what's?
Yeah, Commissioner, astute observation.
Question. So the funding we received for this initiative, along with the other food initiatives, were it's not in our baseline. It's not ongoing funding. It was a one-time. It was one time under COVID, and then the board and the mayor negotiated a one time to continue through 2022, 23. So as part of our budget for January, because these programs we think are very effective at reaching. This is one of several programs at reaching families, seniors, and others who need food support. It'll be in some fashion in our budget proposal for your review in January, but we can't commit in the contract, obviously, beyond the end of June 23 because of the not guaranteed funding.
I do want to add SF New Deal's program lead, Kayla Marquez Veloso, and the participating site leads who link and refer the families to the program have been incredibly flexible with the kind of stop and start nature of our program extensions.
Yeah, I'm just sensitive to those stop and start points.
As are we.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So move.
Oh, hold on. Is there any public comment? We already got comment from the members of the commission. Any public comment? Hearing none. Can I have a motion to approve?
Oh, so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item 7E, Kathy Young.
a little shorter than me. Hello, everyone. Good morning, commissioners. My name is Kathy Huang. I'm a program analyst with the citywide food access team, so same team as Chami. Today, I am here to request authorization to modify existing grant agreements with multiple providers for the provision of innovative neighborhood food support. As the name suggests, the purpose of this group of grants is to support local neighborhood-based efforts to provide food resources to food insecure community members. Listed in the chart under this agenda item are each individual grantee and their modification amounts. The total additional amount from this modification would be $1,444,000 plus a 10% contingency for a revised total grant amount not to exceed $6,697,350. Our grantees include the Bayanihan Equity Center, which provides culturally relevant grocery and pantry items to the Soma neighborhood. The Bayview Hunters Point Community Advocates, which work to support food access infrastructure in the Bayview Hunters Point neighborhood. Booker T. Washington Community Service Center, which provides farm fresh groceries and locally produced meals to the Western Addition and Bayview Hunters Point neighborhoods. Glide and Curry Senior Center, which both provide grocery bags and other food resources to the Tenderloin community. And Dolores Street Community Services and Homey, which both provide culturally relevant grocery and pantry items to the Mission neighborhood. Most of the grantees are represented here in the audience today, and we are happy to answer any questions you may have. Thanks for your consideration.
Thank you. Are there any comments from members of the commission? Is there any public comment? Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Yes.
City attorney, I don't know if she's on or not. I think we might have to take each of these motions separately. Since they're all direct grants with, there's no single sort of fiscal intermediary. They're grant agreements with each organization. So I think you have to take them all separately. So it'd be eight different motions. I mean, our city attorney can opine, but I think that's what you need to do.
Do we make the motion for the grantees or how do we break?
Yeah, so
The best way, just for the record, you would just, there's the table in the agenda. And I would think you just, name the grantee in the motion and then vote on each grantee.
This is Valerie Lopez. I agree with that recommendation.
I heard something.
Yeah, it's our,
She agree. So just procedurally, I think you need to withdraw the initial the motion that you just passed. So you need a motion to withdraw that, approve that, and then a new motion for each of a single motion for each of the grantees. If that makes sense.
So I move item 7E for the Bayview Hunters Point Community Advocates Program.
Well, I think we need to withdraw the.
Oh, motion to withdraw.
No, I'm gonna withdraw the motion we just made to collectively authorize this.
Second.
All in favor?
Now,
So moved.
I move that we authorize the extension for the Bayanihan Equity Center. In the amount as well.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I make the same motion to the Bayview Hunters Point Community Advocates.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Same motion for the Booker T. Washington Community Service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Same motion for the Curry Senior Center.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Same motion for the Dolores Street Community Services.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Same motion for fresh approach.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Same motion for the Glide Foundation.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Same motion for Homey.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
And finally, the same motion for the SF New Deal.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
So moved. Thank you.
Well,
Well, oiled.
Well, that doesn't work. Good catch, good catch.
Item 7F, Benita Dunlap is requesting authorization to modify the sole source waiver and existing grant agreement with Alternative Family Services.
Good morning, President Khan and Commissioners. My name is Vanetta Dunlap, and I'm a Program Support Analyst with Family and Children Services. Also joining us virtually are Craig Barton, Marsha Lewis, and Tamara Reyes, and they're all from Alternative Family Services. I'm here today to seek your authorization to modify the sole source waiver and existing grant with Alternative Family Services for the period of July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025. In the additional amount of $2,289,420 plus a 10% contingency for a total amount not to exceed $8,436,344. The purpose of San Francisco's emergency placement collaboration with AFS is to coordinate, provide, and support a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 28 emergency short-term placements for children who have no identified special needs or disabilities and are in immediate need of out-of-home care in an approved and licensed intensive services foster care resource family. This request is to increase the capacity of San Francisco's emergency placement program for children and youth entering foster care. As a reminder, I was here back in September where I presented a request to modify our grant for emergency placement services for our children and youth who require more intensive placements and a higher level of care. Just for some background, in fiscal year 21-22, AFS made 216 emergency placements. From the time the referral was received, the median response time was 39 minutes, and the median time placement was 92 minutes. Since the inception of this program back in 2019, AFS has made over 600 emergency placements. They continue to meet or exceed our service outcomes and objectives. At this time, we are happy to answer any questions that you may have regarding this request, and I thank you for your consideration.
Are there any questions from members of the commission? Trent?
Thanks, Vanetta. I just want to publicly thank AFS for the partnership on this. The provision of emergency foster homes replaces what we used to have when we removed children from their homes, which is a shelter, the Child Protection Center over on Edgewood campus. And to be able to place kids within a family context in a home in the emergency basis through AFS is so much better for kids. And AFS took a leap of faith with us. It's not easy to set up the program that they did to ensure that we're able to place kids right away, again, with families. And so I see them on Zoom. Thank you guys for your partnership. It's really a model for the state. And I get questions about the program from colleagues throughout the state all the time. So thanks.
Much. Are there any comments from members of the commission? Is there any public comment? Hearing none, can I ask for a motion to approve?
Don't move, no.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The last item on our agenda is public comment. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, our meeting is adjourned.
Oh.